Hello and welcome to how I play my level 55 Shadowknight in Everquest. So this is going to be very specific to how I play, but the general gist of this is it is applicable to any character. There's just certain things that I do that are very specific to how I want to play and how I do things, right? We're going to go over spells. I'm going to lightly touch the hotbars because they have not changed since the level 50 video. Hotbar wise, if you go back and watch that one, you'll see the same thing. And the spells are really just an iteration over, but we did get another spell slot, so we'll kind of go over that here also. So let's kind of just jump right into it. So the first spell I have is Spear of Plague. This is our latest spear spell at level 54, does 444 damage. We do have AAs now, so these crit, and we have a little bit of the bonuses from that kind of stuff. So that's a little bit better of a spell. Next up, I have Terror of Death. This is an instantaneous jolt aggro spell. So if I cast this on anything, it will immediately turn and attack me. It's unresistible. This is the level 53 version. We get a new one every few levels, so it's a very nice spell indeed. Then next up, I have Spirit Tap, which is the level 55 life tap we have. It does 239 here with my current setup. I've seen crits in the 400, 500 range, and that is healing back to me. So when I show my multi-bind here in a second, you'll kind of see how that goes. Next, I have Torrent of Hate. This consumes the target with hatred, so it increases hatred from what I understand. Lowers their attack rating and returns that to the group. So if I cast that, I get a buff right here. Torrent of Hate recourse. He gets a debuff, and everybody in my group gets a little bit more attack. So you can see there, they're all green. Now, the usefulness of, I don't know. I truly don't know. I have it there for extra aggro and then whatnot. I think it's gonna work, but I'm not 100% sold on it yet. Some things are experimental. Next up, I have Call of Darkness. This will drain our health for more attack rating. Attack rating. It gives us a higher chance to hit. Puts us at 608 attack right now. We have I don't even see it there. There's Call of Darkness. Lasts for an hour. Really good spell. I'm liking it. The next version at 58 becomes a mana leech, like the Necromancer class. So I just have it there, so when I do get to that point, it's a smoother transition than me having to rearrange my bar here. Next up, I have Voice of Death. This is a 10-minute buff. It'll eventually become an AA. We don't have to waste the spell slot on it, but it does have a what is that? 8-minute recast time. So almost the full duration recast time, so you can effectively only have it on one person. But this will, where is it at? Increases our everything we do hatred. It's a 13-minute buff with all the different things I have, like gear-wise. So for all the focuses and stuff like that, and AAs add to that. So you want to keep that on at all times so that you have the highest aggro percentage. In verse to this, paladins get one that lowers everybody's else's aggro in the group, and Shadow Knights get one that increases somebody's. So it's kind of an interesting yin and yang there. Next up, I have Shroud of Undeath. This is what's turning me into a skeleton. Transforms me into a skeleton, imbues my attacks with a chance to steal life energy from my target for 20 minutes. So this is gives us a proc life tap. So if I just go over here and I just start swacking on him, right, we should get a proc here in a second. There we go, right with our 50-point life tap, just for doing melee damage. Now that's not a whole lot considering, you know, whatever, but the crit right there, 150. Now that is a heal back to me for 150 and 150 damage onto them. You can see here, where is that? You've been healed by Shroud of Death right there for 150. So very nice indeed, if you ask me. There is a alternate version of that spell. If we get wrong one. So let's refix that. There's an alternate version of that that will not turn you into a skeleton. It's under, where is it? Combat Initiative, Shroud of Death will do it. It depends on what we want. I'm already using like an AON Amulet of Necropotence to turn into a skeleton, so to me this is no big deal. I like being a skeleton. My character is an ogre, so he's a little large, and then I have to shrink him otherwise, but turning into a skeleton is just fine for me, and I like the look, so it's, you know, pretty good there. And then I have Comatose, which is the current level, Feign Death spell, and just Feign Deaths there. Pretty nice. I don't really switch any of these spells out during combat or anything like that. We do have a pet at this level. I don't use it. I don't have any kind of controls over the pet other than telling it to attack and back off, and the way I pull, it just runs off and gets destroyed, and then it's just annoying because sometimes it'll do enough damage to trigger the mob to summon, and now I'm being summoned, and you know, dumb stuff like that. But we do have a pet that's extra damage. Eventually, when we do get some AAs here, what is it called? It's like Companions Discipline, I believe. When we get Pet Hold, then we will start using the pet. That is at level 59. So 59, like, the world changes for us. We get Two-Handed Bash, we get Leech Touch, we get all kinds of stuff. So we're almost there. We're in the, you know, in the lower end of stuff. I did skip over Dooming Darkness. This is a level 44 snare. I'm fighting in Shadowknight right now. That's my target of, you know, my fighting location of choice. The mobs in there run, and well, it's not a big deal as much now. I like, my water pets are getting pretty strong. My other characters are doing just severe amounts of damage, so the running's not as bad. But I do keep a snare up now at what level? We do get a snare, which I will switch to whenever that comes out. Not Destructive Cascade, Encroaching Darkness. Yeah, this is it. Encroaching Darkness at level 70. So we just keep that on our bar till then, and then we'll switch to that, and that'll just be a part of our repertoire from that point on. But you know, I gotta waste a spell slot now, but there's not a whole lot that I would put in that spell slot at the moment. We do get some dots as a necromancer, or I mean, as a Shadowknight, and I like they're nice, right? Like, these are all, you know, we have Boil Blood and stuff like that, Blood of Pain. Now, these are all fine and dandy, but the mobs I'm fighting do not live long enough for a dot to tick more than twice. So it is a waste of time to even think about using them or think about doing anything with them. I tried on my shaman here. I have, you know, the big guns for dots at this level across any of the classes, and by the time he can cast 2 dots, the mob's dead. And that's, you know, like, what, 4 or 5 seconds per cast. That's let's say 2 ticks. That's just not enough to warrant you wasting, you know, 40% of my mana on a spell. So dots aren't viable, right? And that's the biggest issue I've had, you know, across all my characters, is using dots and necromancer, stuff like that. If playing in a group, you're just wasting your time. Just wasting your time, because there's nothing lives long enough. At least for me. Like, for you, your groups might not last, the mobs might last longer and it works better, but for me, the mobs are dying significantly fast. Alright, so that is all my spells that I use. My hotbar is pretty much the same. I've changed up the multi-bind slightly, so it's now Taunt, Terror, Torrent of Hate, and then Life Tap. So if we go over here to the dummy, I'll just start whacking on him here. And then I'm going to be hitting 4. That's the multi-bind button I'm hitting right now, 4. You can see there, Spirit Tap. So the kind of the rotation is, he's going to Taunt, he's going to Torrent of Hate, and then he's going to Spirit Tap. Just depends on what's up, right? There's Torrent of Hate is up, and then Terror of, what is it called? Terror of Death. So as they're up, it hits them. Now, I don't know if Torrent of Hate is worth it in the multi-bind right now. I kind of want to have it up at all times, so I have that attack bonus. So just, you know, spamming it like this seems to be fine for now. We'll see. Like, you kind of see here, it's kind of draining my mana significantly, but I don't really have any mana regen buffs at the moment, so it could not be something good. I'm still experimenting with it, and at 60 we'll have another video and we'll kind of talk about my thoughts on it then and how I change it up again. But for the most part, that's how I've changed in the multi-bind. Everything else is the same as the level 50 video. Yeah, I don't see anything else that's changed. Gear wise, now we're going to be wanting to move into Defiant gear. I tweaked these guys out with full Velius raid gear and stuff like that, and now this gear is kind of showing its weakness and stuff like that. It has no focus items or no focus effects on anything, so I'm missing out on a lot. I would benefit from doing the daily quests at this point to get you know, a cloak, a belt, and stuff. I'll probably start doing those once we finish up with Chardock at 60, 65. I'll bone over to there and do those. But a lot of the Defiant gear has, you know, the HP and mana regen. Like, if we look at the Shaman, he actually got a really good piece here. He got Flawed Defiant Arms, which is 2 HP regen, 1 mana regen. It has Cleave on it, but that's more or less for melee classes. This is shared. I thought I had another piece that I got on one of these guys, but I guess I didn't. Flawed Defiant Leather Gloves. Yeah, like, see, like, these are good too for the Beast Lord. I could have swore I had an Intricate Defiant, but I guess I forgot who I gave. Oh, here it is right here. The Intricate Defiant Plate wristband. Now, it's like, if you compare it to these, right? Like, this is the Silver Bracelet. Speed from Halls of Testing quest. Like, it's... The difference is kind of, you know, almost there. But then we get this disease-based spells. 25% bonus up to level 70, right? Now, I don't believe I'm actually casting any disease-based spells right now, but eventually I will be when I throw in the Instacast... what you call it? The other wristband, I believe, does poison whenever we get that. So things like that are, you know, where you want to go. You want to be getting at 55. Intricate is probably the best you can get. You can use it at 48 all the way up to 60. And then there's going to be another tier after 60, which I believe you can use at 57 or 58. We might get some of that along the way, but ideally, you want to start getting that kind of gear and stuff like that. Weapon-wise, I'm using the Tunar two-hander, but the Defiant two-hander is probably better, in all honesty. Let's see if we can find one here. The two-handed blunt is, like, always up. I believe we'll do primary and Shadowknight. I think that'll get us close in the right direction here. There's a ton of stuff here. Elegant, flawed. There should be an intricate. Yeah, here's an intricate one right here. So, I mean, this would be probably one of the best ones to get. I think, where's the next one? It was elegant. No, that was all 70. Elaborate. Yeah, okay, elaborate is the next tier. So that is going to be perfect for demonstration purposes here. So the elaborate one is a level 59 requirement, but it is better than this sword here. It does not have the proc, but you can get a gem from the melee aug vendor to do that. But you can see here it's going to be a better ratio, way more stats. Look at that, 248 hit points. This one here, like, if you had it, it would be probably, I'd use it over this. 158 hit points. It's a little bit faster, right? So I would go with the speed stuff in those situations. But you can see there, that's where you want to go into the Defiant weapons until 70 plus. But yeah, I think that is everything for this guy. I can't think of anything else. Like, everything else is the same. The extended target is the same. All the rest of the hotbuds are the same. So all we do is we upgrade our spells, just replacing the old ones. And we added a... what did we add? Torrent to Hate is what I pretty much added. Everything else was probably the same. We'll test that out over the next 5 levels and see if that's worth even memorizing. Like, it might not be. So there we go. But thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.